Hello, procrastinator. Sam here, and I just want to have a quick sit down and discussion. So let's just get comfortable. Let's change locations real quick, and let's just talk, because it's no secret in the Sonic community lately that there's been a bunch of talk about a Sonic Adventure Remake, because Azuka in an interview said that he really wants to remake the game. Okay, first thing I gotta say is I swear that's not the first time he said that. He says that, I feel like he said that before, and he says that for like a few, like a lot of titles. Like, he wants to do an Adventure 3 someday. You know, that's confirmed. We know it's gonna happen someday. It's a given. Whether it happens now or not, it's kind of on the edge. But okay, let me just say this. Because he said that doesn't mean it's confirmed. We all know that. But we know why Sega would be interested in this, and it's because if you look at Crash, you look at Spyro, if you see those games and those remakes, they're killing it. You know what I mean? Those games are fun. They're nostalgic, but at the same time, and this is something that's scaring me if they were to make an Adventure Remake now. Crash and Spyro, their remakes are one-to-one an exact replica of the original. And those games are damn near timeless. You could pick them up, anybody that loves platformers can pick them up at any time. They can have fun, they're challenging, all that stuff. The same can be said with Sonic Adventure, but I know Sonic Adventure itself hasn't been, and I'm not talking about just Adventure 1, I'm talking about Adventure 2 as well. Those games haven't aged well, we all know that. Every game doesn't age well. Even Crash 1 admittedly didn't age well. But the thing is, when it comes to an Adventure remake, Azuka mentioned that he wants to fix what's wrong with Adventure, and I'm all okay for that. The games, I understand, they most likely won't be one-to-one the original if they were to remake Adventure, because Adventure had so many problems. If they remade it, it probably wouldn't fix anything for the sake of nostalgic factor. So, you know, I would understand them like maybe taking out big story and making it like a bonus story. Like, I get that. So I understand them making changes like that if they were to do it now. But here's my main problem when it comes to if they were to make an Adventure Remake now, is the Sonic team we have now, the team as we know it, in my opinion, they don't have the ability to make an Adventure Remake properly now. Does that make sense? Okay, because the team we have now has proven time and time again that they don't really take into account control, physics, and level design. And I know the game in and of itself is already made, and they just have to make it look prettier. There's so much more that I feel like they have to do to the game that I don't know if I could trust them to do it right now. Does that make sense? Like, okay, I want an Adventure Remake, but I really gotta see if Sonic Team is able to do an Adventure Remake properly before they even touch an adventure title. You know, I've said it before in my reviews, and I'll say it again. You know, the boost formula is fun, but I think it's had its course, and people kind of want to go back to the adventure formula. My problem is, though, is I feel like they're going to take the opportunity of these remakes to test that engine, and I don't want them to waste an opportunity like that on remaking the adventure titles, because if they mess it up, not only will the fans be mad at them, but casual gamers will have zero faith in any game that team will ever make. Sonic Forces was really underwhelming, and a lot of people really feel that way. I know some people are fans of it. Don't sit there in the comments and argue with me. The general audience agrees that Sonic Forces was underwhelming to the general person, okay? Yes, there's fans for the series. Don't blabber on in the comments about how Sonic Forces is good. Don't try to convince me. I didn't like the game that much. The game was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just mediocre at best, and that's what the general audience believes. There's no changing that. And you could like whatever you want to like. But the team we have now has proven that they can't really make a game that controls well with the people we have now. I feel like Sonic Team needs to do some serious restructuring, some serious rehiring before they're even able to do that. Like what they did with the Mania games, they need to do with 3D Sonic. They need to hire fans that know what they're doing, that have proven that they could remake the adventure formula and tinker with the formula and make it even better. They need to hire those people. And then at that point would I be comfortable with them making an adventure title, an adventure remake, and maybe possibly another adventure title in the series. But you know, other than that, that is my main concern, is that it won't feel the same, and I know it won't, and that'll piss me off, is that the game won't feel good, and I know it wouldn't if they do it now. That's just me. And another thing I want to bring up is, you know, the games back then were so iconic to people that they wanted to keep it as close to the original as possible. Obviously, Dean Bristow passed away. We know that he's not gonna be the voice of Eggman. I'm okay with Mike Pollock being the voice of Eggman. My problem is with Roger Craig Smith. Now, Roger maybe doing an adventure impression I think would not work. I really think they need to get Ryan Drummond back if they were to do an adventure remake. Yes, I know that Sega and Ryan Drummond has some sort of a fallout, but I really think they need to put that aside for the greater good, because I know a lot of people will be pissed if Roger voices Sonic. I really think, and I kind of agree with them, I won't be pissed if Roger voices Sonic. I really think for the adventure titles, what made Sonic what he was back then was his voice, his attitude, his spirit, and I think that cannot be replicated, and it can only be given with Ryan Drummond. And I really think they need to get Ryan Drummond back on the team, at least for these remakes. You know, I really think Roger's style really only works with the modern boost formula, and I think now that it's run its course, and if we go back to the adventure formula, let's get Ryan Drummond back for Sonic, at least for the adventure remakes, and we'll see what we'll do from there. But that at this point, get Ryan back. That's what I believe. And yeah, guys, that's kind of like my main spiel about the whole thing. It's not sitting well with me thinking about Sega making an adventure remake, because I don't know. There's no doubt they'll make it look good. They'll make it look and sound amazing, and I have no doubt about that. I just really want the control, the gameplay, and the level design to be the same. And you know, if they want to make the levels longer, I'm also okay with that. That's fine. But I really need their level design. Like they need to pick up on what level design means in a Sonic game, because after Sonic Forces, the team seriously let me down with who they put in charge. If you're gonna remake an adventure title, do not put newbies on the level design and people that worked on Sonic Lost World on the level design. Those people don't know what they're doing. All right, so let's get some old people back, let's get some new people back, and let's seriously give it our all, Sega, because if you mess this up, I know for a fact there's gonna be so many people that are not gonna forgive you. And you know, Sonic Team, the name itself after Sonic Forces has been tainted for a while. The wake-up call should have been with Sonic 06. It wasn't. They tried to do the wake-up call should have been with Sonic Unleashed. It wasn't. The problems that people had with Color should have been a wake-up call. It wasn't. The problems that people had with Sound Generations with the story should have been a wake-up call. It wasn't. The problems that they had with Sonic Lost World should have been a huge wake-up call. It wasn't. And Sonic Boom wasn't made by Sonic Team, but it should have been a wake-up call. It wasn't. And Sonic Forces has to be a wake-up call. When will they wake up? Wake up. Your games have been mediocre. Get some new people on there and actually care. So please don't just throw something out there called it an adventure remake, because I will be mad, people will be mad, and people will lose faith in you. I'm scared for this one, guys. I'm scared. I haven't felt this way since the announcement of the Sonic movie, when they said it was live action and it was made by Sony at the time. Yeah, it moved to Paramount, but it's still not that great of a choice, and look what we got. You know, we have a right to be scared sometimes, and sometimes the fans knows best. Hell, I think what I think Sonic Team needs is like a panel of fans. Hell, get me on there. Not okay. That's kind of like a hypocritical to say, but like get some fans like me on the panel, and before you make a decision, run it through them first. Are we okay with doing this? Fans say no, go back and fix it. If they say yes, then continue. You guys need that. You guys need some hardcore fans working at Sonic Team just to be like counselors. If you guys have an idea, you run it through us first. And then if we approve, you go ahead. If we disapprove, you gotta go back and change it. Okay, that's what Sonic Team needs. But okay, that's enough of this. I didn't want to make a video about this, but I think now's the time to kind of give my 2 cents on it. I hope I didn't piss people off. I want an adventure remake. I'm just scared for it. So, you know, that's about it, guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. If you guys haven't already, check out my Adventure 2 playthrough. A lot of good and funny stuff happening there. I've been working hard on it. I am working on a compilation of 2018, the funniest moments. Stay tuned for that. And with that said, guys, this is Sam signing out. See you later, procrastinator. I believe! Yes! Ah, all right. Jesus Christ, man. Here we go. Ah.
died the way he lived, like a goddamn psychopath.